While the Expedition 40 station crew continues its busy day some 260 statute miles above Earth, another crew of astronauts took space exploration below the sea. The NEEMO 18 crew, Japanese astronaut Aki Hoshide, who is serving as the NEEMO 18 commander, and is his crew, NASA astronauts Jeanette Epps and Mark Vande Hei, and European Space Agency astronaut Thomas Pesquet, who are now submerged underwater for their third day of its 9-day underwater mission at the Aquarius habitat that is serving as a test bed for new space tools, as well as training grounds for the astronauts getting first-hand experience and knowledge working and living in an extreme environment in preparation for spaceflight. This morning I had a chance to go undersea and talk with one of its crew members of NEEMO 18 Aquanaut and NASA astronaut Jeanette Epps to ask her how it's going.
It's actually going really well. We spent, and now this week we're in mission day 3 of the mission. And yesterday I did EVA with Aki, and we had a few problems with comms, but everything seemed to work out in the end. We got a lot of good data, and we came back into the habitat and we did some experience. And so today we have Tama and Mark outside, and they're in the middle of an EVA right now.
Good. Oh, that sounds great. So EVA, so basically you did a scuba walk to simulate a spacewalk, what that would be like. And understand you went out yesterday with Aki Hoshide, and you guys were working on doing some drill core samples. Is that correct?
That is exactly right. And thanks for explaining what it is. And so yesterday we went out and we were pretending that we were excavating or exploiting an asteroid. So we had a drill with a core on it so that we can take core samples from a mock asteroid. And we also had cutting tools so that we can basically take samples from the asteroid as well.
So you're going underwater for 9 days. Can you explain to me, how do you feel being submerged for 9 days underwater at that habitat and doing things like you did yesterday, the scuba walk to simulate the spacewalk? How is that preparing you to get ready for spaceflight?
Well, so I haven't flown, but I can, in talking with Aki, our commander, some of the things that we experience here, for example, we're in saturation. So that means that we can't just ascend to the surface anytime we want. And that means we have too much nitrogen in our blood. So we have to basically, so leave and go back home is one way that it's simulating space. But also there's 6 people here. And on a space station, at a given time, you'll have maximum 6 people right now. And so that's another way. And then, we have to have things delivered to us as if we had a logistics vehicle that would deliver stuff. We have divers bring things down from the surface and bring them to us. So there's a lot of similarities. Also, our timeline is such that it's very similar to what we would have on a space station. And I'm comparing this to what Aki, our commander, has told us. And it's very fast-paced. There's a lot going on all the time. And you're really doing a lot of great things, especially some of the experience that we're doing, the EVAs, the mock spacewalks that we're doing to simulate going to an asteroid. So all the things that we're doing, everything is an experiment to further space exploration.
One other thing, I'm hearing just a couple of breaks as we're talking, and so it just leads me to think about another activity I think you guys are working on is how to deal with communication delays. Can you tell me how you guys are simulating that?
Yes. So over the next few days, we haven't started yet, but in the next few days, we're going to start having a comm delay with the top side. So what we're simulating is that if you go on a mission to Mars, it's going to take a little time for that signal to get back to Earth. So how do we cope with that? It seems like a simple idea. And interesting when you have a 30-second delay even. So and then when you send a message back, it takes another 30. So that's a full minute or more. So that time delay in many situations where we're either performing some kind of procedure, building some kind of piece of equipment, if we're running procedures and different things like that, or even an emergency, how do we cope with having a time delay like that? And so developing the methodology to do that will help us once we go to Mars or even beyond Mars. So developing a protocol for communications is very important because you can have frustrations, it can even lead to miscommunication, which we want to avoid. So developing a protocol is a good priority for us right now.
What other activities are you guys working on? I understand there's some human body studies. So what are you doing to do that?
Yes. So we're looking at several different things. So we're wearing these badges. I don't have my badge on now, but there's several different badges that look at team adhesion and cohesion and how we interact with each other. And so I'm very fortunate because I've got a good group of guys, and so it's an easy experiment for us. But it looks at proximity to each other. It looks at our heart rate. It looks at, there's other studies that look at the hormones that we produce when we're in a tensive different experiments where we're playing sort of a game, and it looks at our hormones before and after. There's another study that looks at how our inner ear stability is affected. There's several other techniques we're looking at where certain types of monitors. So we're looking at many different ways for health and human performance as well. So all of it seems to work together in a human being that's going to be deployed into space, as well as some of the tools that we use on the surface if we ever go to an asteroid, Mars, or the moon. So we're going to do it right now.